or burn through them, which, look, they're playing Fafnir and Cerberus. That's not going to happen too easily. If you can get past them, that's going to be your best bet. But Raijin has good disengage, same thing for the Hachiman as I just highlighted. So even if you get back there, it's going to be a little troublesome. That's where the Xingqian comes in handy. He's got a lot of good CC, should be able to help keep them on lock.
Warriors on their hot streak after their first set win of the week. Can they keep that one going? We'll throw it over to Dulcin and Mifflin to break it down.
J-Mac, it's going to be difficult, isn't it, for the Oni Warriors to keep this win streak going against the Leviathans, a team that lost earlier on in the weekend, but to a very, very strong Jade Dragon.
You're willing to show up. It forces the Oni Warriors to split it a little bit less effectively. Anytime a jungler is clearing purple buff, it doesn't feel good for your hunter. That's a core part of the duo lane spawn themselves. Junglers generally aren't over there, but now Cubo Fred picks that up for himself. It is a nice boon for the jungler, but the Oni Warriors duo lane has already been struggling insofar as pressure. Now Zapman soloing his own purple buff, so even more farm over Vote. Just tough start here.
What do we think here about some early jungle pressure? I'll hold that thought as Neoma has to use his ultimate.
He's dead.
He'll survive for a minute, but hey, early jungle pressure. Panatom is here. I'm not sure he was needed, but Zapman thanks him for it. First blood over to the Leviathans. Seemed like a matter of time.
Mike was getting shredded by the Mannequin Stepper stone-cutting sword star.
Could be a chance here for Cubo Fred, who's found Zapman, but Zapman will use the beads to escape the drop kick there. Purple buff invade. Drop down here by the Oni Warrior, so at least that's going for themselves here, but they spent a little bit of time, and the numbers, but Dardes has been caught out alone. The rotation to the rest of his team will not be completed, and Shinto now on the board, and the Raijin and the Hachiman both have got a kill.
Cubo Fred in a little bit of trouble. Wrong U finds him in the Dragon stance. It's all up to Panatom to chase it out.
Well, he's going to dodge out the jump, but Wrong U tosses the hammer, and it's easy for Wrong U, and the Leviathans off to a great start here. They find themselves up 3-0, and Miff the gold already at 2 point, actually nearly 3K as we speak here. So the Leviathans starting to run away with things a little bit here in the first 10 minutes of the game.
It feels so bad for Dardes there. He starts to rotate over. His team is getting aggressive on the purple buff. They find the invade. They disengage safely into the long lane.
Oh, no.
Well, he leaves Dardes high and dry.
What did we say? No beads, so there's likely a re-engage over on the right-hand side. Yeah, beads or not, I think Nika's going down there. Didn't have beads there. The fact that he was in lane was basically a death sentence for Bracken. So how does this power curve now start to change for Nika, or does it? I mean, you're a couple items in now, you're level 11, a little bit behind, and so is Dardes as a 1-2 punch from Panatom, and Shinto will grab the kill there. Is Nika feeling bad about the potency of this Cabrakan falling just a bit behind early in this game?
Yeah, Cabrakan generally is a god you want to pull a lead on, especially with the itemization Nika has gone for. Now really doesn't have a whole lot of one-shot potential or even like huge damage potential. Instead, just that initiator, just a tank, just there for the walls and the CC.
Oh my god. It's a roaming death squad from the Leviathans right now. Neoma is going to be the next to fall if this kill does end up going through. Panatom gets the stun. Shinto receives the coerce here. Drop kick from Cubo Fred might turn this one around. Winds of Shamash only delays the death of Neoma for a little bit longer, and Wrong U gets the kill. So now 2-0-3.
They have to try, because the Leviathans are legitimately running away with it. I mean, if you don't play the game, you're gonna lose.
Vote being chased down here by Zapman and Panatom. He'll dash away. Into the crystal is enough. Oh, but the blink for Panatom. He'll get the stun on the Vote here in just a moment. And unfortunately for Vote, the quick thinking on the crystal there won't be enough. And the Leviathans finally get a kill onto the Oni Warriors Hunter. It felt like for a long time there, if there were any hope, it's that Vote hadn't died. He'd been able to farm up somewhat successfully. Ikavale, Oboe, Chin Size. So the Heimdall starting to feel a little bit stronger. But then locking down Vote now gives Zapman a 1-level lead.
Goodness.
And we are officially spiraling. Tier 1 tower in mid goes down. It's going to be a Tier 2 tower siege 16 minutes into the game. Dardes sticks around here. I can't imagine he lives much longer. Wrong U on the killing spree here. Neoma dashes away, but Stygian Torment tosses him right back into the fray. There is a stun onto Yarkor, but he leaps on out. So the Oni Warriors only lose one, but definitely a threat to lose their second tower here in mid. And their support as well.
Yeah, second player falls down. Neoma now joining Dardes in the Shadow Realm, and the Tier 2 tower still under threat of pressure. Nika and Vote regroup, but cannot step in here. Leviathans push their goal.
More from the Leviathans this year than we ever did last year, right? This team is starting to play more like this a little bit more often. Sorry, Cubo Fred. You're going to go down to Panatom, who's on a killing spree here. I asked the Leviathans during our sit-down recently, Do you put any stock in the community
Warriors rightfully step up, try and put up a defense, and the Leviathans, again, that calculated, clinical style say, all right, well, why risk it? Let's just do the Oni Fury.
Feels like the Leviathans have just controlled every aspect of this game. Vote actually effectively trading out here. If it were only Zapman, that might actually go to Vote, but Rongyu was there as well. And so Zapman able to win the kill. Now
I want to see a full-on commitment here from the Oni Warriors,
I mean,
because the Leviathans are just stripping everything.
Right, you just have to, at some point you'd think. Unfortunately, Dardo's up to get the chance, my God.
Oh, hold on.
He's immediately destroyed out of this fight.
He's alive.
He gets used, and he's pulled back closer. But Shinto with the Taiko drones from all the way outside of the Phoenix gets the kill. He's on a killing spree now. Vote will use the Aegis and the Bifrost as well to survive. Nika gets burned on down by Rongyu. Coerce hits the entire team. Left side Phoenix decimated. Cubo, Fred, and Vote. I don't think they're going to be able to do this one, Mifflin. Looks like the Leviathans are taking game one.
Look, there was a distinct tonal shift in this game, Gore. In the early, Dave, my bad. In the early game, it was Leviathans trying to go fast, and now they're trying to goose egg.
They are going to goose egg as nearly Zapman ruins it, but uses the Aegis quick on the action.
Zapman using Aegis?
16-0 are the Leviathans in game one, and quick check there at the end, the last bit of gold. 20,000 gold in the lead.
Arm your way into something a little more interesting.
We've seen crazier, I would say.
Oh, for sure.
We saw Morgan Le Fay, Tiamat picked up in a single game, played one in solo, one in mid. There's been wilder things that's happened. Yeah, it was the Warriors actually who did that. So that's why I'm kind of thinking maybe we could see something crazy, but I highly doubt it. You're on the back foot. If this was game number 1, maybe so, but this is game number 2. And the Warriors have really got to fight back to try and take this one from the Leviathans. We'll see if they can. The caster's standing by.
Yeah, they really got to fight back after the way that game number 1 went. J-Mac, Dolson, Mifflin, and Doug, of course, bringing you game number 2.
Follow-up from Shinto, so I am excited to see Vote get involved, but it's a double-edged sword. You leave that lane in the early game, you lose out on a little bit of farm.
You got to get something.
Yeah, you got to get something, because a Cupid with a lead from just sitting in lane farming is a pretty high kill potential.
Might have a bit of a lead here, because Neomar gets jumped on and Zapman gets first blood, so a lead there is. 500 extra gold fuses itself with
by Neomar. That does really affect these team fights, but you still have Earth's Fury and twos like that.
And Neomar just keeps getting these Sunders, keeps getting engaged on, and keeps walking away. Neil seems to have been happy to take a lot of the damage that he has had so far. Look at a red buff, but Neomar realizes the rest of the Leviathans are closing that gap. Felix's glove gets used, Sprint held on to, and Neomar will dash away. Sprint gets used this time. Oh, look at the damage from Dardes in the mid lane. Neomar still surviving. There's got to be a kill there, and it's Rongyu, but Dardes has had enough time to get some damage in on the Panatom. 1-for-1 trade by the red buff.
Dude, I don't get it anymore.
I
do not understand.
Just what teams that are ahead would pick up, and the Oni Warriors are going to pick up the Gold Fury here. Half HP on the objective. The front line separating out the Leviathans from re-engaging while Cubo, Fred, and Vote dealing the damage. This one is low, not fully reset.
No way.
And now Shinto on the back will take down the Gold Fury as a Fields of Love and a detonate from Zapman get the kill. But Vote turns this one around. Rongyu now leaps over onto Vote, who has to use the beads, uses the Aegis. All the knockup on the backside from Nika might help out his Hunter, but not much longer. Dardes jumps back in. This one messy, 2 for 2. But the Gold Fury to the Leviathans. It's a big stagger by Yarkor, who then tilts the scales back to the Leviathans.
That is a huge swing in favor of the Leviathans. The Oni Warriors try their best to reset the Gold Fury, but are not able to do it in time. Nika now trying to find Rongyu, but that should spell the end of it. Coerce Heal keeps them over the edge and keeps them alive inside of this one. And now finally, some separation in
a couple important items here in this build, especially when he's going to be aggressively jumping in and hopefully finding some of those big knockups. This time might connect onto Neomar, who throws up the walls, gets stunned on down, melting away. Yarkor dashes back forward. Neomar has to use the ultimate, and the sprint is out as well, and Yarkor's got the last bit of damage, and that's just a chase down, and nobody from the Oni Warriors can answer. On the left-hand side, though, Zapman jumped on by Cubo Fred here, and Cubo Fred might die. Zapman turns around the 1v1 that becomes a 2v1 when Vote re-engages.
Meanwhile, Yarkor in mid wants to push it even further in their favor, tries to dive in, but it's Panatom who finds the value. Vote falls down, and, well, Yarkor just being annoying in mid. Leviathans keeping pressure all over the map. Cubo Fred falling down to Zapman is such a huge swing. In these 2v1 situations, you can't fall like that.
That's a 3-for-1 swing. Zapman goes down. Could get worse here. Dardes now dove at by Yarkor, who's tanking up the tower. One last tower shot would have got it done, but instead Yarkor jumped on. Nika's got to get this kill to at least make it a 1v1, and he makes no mistake about it. So at least a silver lining, and Yarkor falling at the end of that one. These two teams, scrappy Mifflin in game number 2. Vote does go back to base, picks up the Titan's Bane for himself. And of course, with the extra mobility, would have been able to join a fight quicker than Zatman going back. So there's an immediate advantage maybe if a 5v5 happens, but there won't be a 5v5 because Nika gets melted by all 5 Leviathans. And so the Oni Warriors fighting an uphill battle already. Tier 1
just dropping it on Neoma repeatedly throughout the early game. Felt like they were almost baiting themselves, and now Nika might be baiting himself. Has to step up here and defend the fire.
Zatman, Deathbringer in hand, is going to start dealing some big damage to this
Vote.
FG. Vote up in the sky. Where will he dunk down? Will it be on the FG? No, because it's been reset by the Leviathans instead.
Huge.
It's on the back line, but Zatman has gotten rid of Cubo Fred. Shinto has gotten rid of Vote as well. They haven't even gotten the kill onto Shinto, who uses the Aegis. Nika's got to chase that one down because in the meantime, the Leviathans turn their eyes towards Dardes. They turn their eyes towards Neuma. Zatman's got a double, and the FG's on the menu.
Zatman comes up in a big way inside of that team fight. Just 400 crit, back-to-back, nobody able to stop him, and, well, now it's all up to Nika to try and find the defense, and Leviathans aren't going to give him the chance.
Nika jumps away, and Panatom blinks forward. So the FG reset while we deal with Nika here, and then there'll be an FG on the other side of this one. Drop kick, and then the stun, and then the damage. And it's the deicide for the Leviathans, 25 minutes in. So 3 tier 2 towers remaining after this FG goes down. But it's in such a similar spot, isn't it, to where we were in game 1? Where the Oni Warriors feel like they're so far behind now. At the moment, we're 9K behind. It's going to get worse here in a second after the FG goes down. I don't know if they're feeling comfortable under their Phoenixes.
Well, the counter engage is still strong from the Oni Warriors. You still rely on that Earthen Fury. The game does simplify in these Phoenix states, but you gotta be really at the start of this siege, immediately transforming into that dragon. Gonna wait out this tornado and then work his way in.
And the Oni Warriors delay things. The answer is no. Panatom blinks forward, looks for the drop kick onto Dardes. But watch out, Nika's got a massive slow on the back line of the Leviathans here. Zero Fred looking for the back, but he's found nothing. Zatman's got one, Shinto's got the other. It's a rampaging Cupid, and the Oni Warriors left with 3.
Shinto is low in the back, but has Fire Giant and has Zatman, so should be able to heal up. Instead, though, I'm low, I'll split push.
Uh-oh, Neoma now has all eyes on him, and he'll get the double root, but try to dash away, use the second charge to get back to safety. Luckily, you have your carries and a front line, right? I mean, if you need somebody in the fight, it's these guys, and so that's why you see the Leviathan slowing things down a little bit. Left side Phoenix gets confirmed, mid lane Phoenix now being looked at. Dardes leaps away, has both actives, Vote has both actives as well. So there is a fight back chance under the Titan.
And it looks like that's exactly where the Leviathans are headed. They're walking straight in.
Neoma could lurk around the backside here. Dardes jumps on board. He's got a little bit of damage into the Leviathans, but it doesn't look like enough just yet. Beats and Aegis down. Double stun from Neoma. Zatman getting low here. Wrong you is as well. Vote fighting back out from behind his town. The Leviathans have to slow play this one, but Vote has been taken low. Neoma, massive stun. Dardes follows it up. You gotta get the kill on the Shinto, and he does. It's a transformation from Wrong-Yu. It's the leap away from Panatom, and the Oni Warriors have done enough, and they've done one better. Cubo Fred gets Wrong-Yu as well. Where will the dunk from Vote land?
He's looking towards the back line, has both Bees and Aegis available, just waiting for his team to catch up here, and there it is, it's on Panatom.
But Zatman turns it around, drops the stun onto Vote. Yarkor still chasing down Cubo Fred in the back. The Oni Warriors got to help out their jungler here as the Leviathans buy some time. Yarkor, namely, the one buying some time, and there might end up being a kill onto the solo laner here. About as good as you could hope for, and Vote picks up the kill. 3 members of the Leviathans down, and the Oni Warriors keep their Titan alive.
Not to be the buzzkill. Unattended, and Vote starting to work his way through mid. Can't use that across the sky to get into the engagement, but he's showing himself on the map, and the Leviathans take note.
Fields of Love on one target. How many times have we seen that? Nika uses his ult, and his shield is immediately gone. Now the left side fire minions working into the Oni Warriors base. We've seen teams do this a lot. Let's dance around the FG while the minions just get it done. It's a double knockup from Yarkor, who picks up the kill on Neil. Dardes jumps in, but he's alone and he doesn't get the kill. Now Shinto is the one who picks that one up. Cubo Fred is looking for Shinto here, and he gets the kill. Panatom grabs one on the Vote. Nika gets a shutdown on a Zatman. Nika and Cubo Fred, but the fire minions pouring into the base, Smith, and I think this one's going to get chased out. Cubo Fred is going to be able to get back to base, but does he have the damage to deal with these fire minions? Nika melted away as well over in the rest of the fight. The Leviathans just delaying that back. And the Titan lives on.
The Titan lives yet again. Cubo Fred able to bring it back from the brink, but mid Phoenix under threat, left Phoenix under threat. Only
Phoenix
2
Bond.
members from the Oni Warriors alive to defend, and well, Mika's on the wrong side of the map. I think Panatom can do it on his own.
Well, Panatom in the mid lane. Cubo Fred is going to have to go back, deal with Panatom, who's going to one-tap this Phoenix. Neoma is back and respawn. Nika somehow still alive, but he's not going to be able to go back to base. So at least for the Oni Warriors, the left side Phoenix is respawn, but the fire minions Cubo Fred is left might have enough damage to get that Phoenix killed. Panatom alone in the base of the Oni Warriors here was with Neoma. Now he's with Cubo Fred, who sends Panatom on back, but he'll leap away. And so looks like this one might be over. Just enough mana for the Winds of Shamash, but watch out, Yarkor is going to close the gap on this one. Cubo Fred is about to be in a 2v1, but it's a 2v2 because Vote is respawned as well. He dunks in. Panatom survives. Cubo Fred wants to remedy that. Vote misses the damage, but doesn't miss the auto attacks, and the Oni Warriors have gotten one onto the Leviathan's jungle.
Yarkor can't stick around much longer, forced to use the beads. The damage output from Vote is good, but
now, Enhanced Fire Giant picked up. And the Oni Warriors know that all 5 Leviathans are here, so they are going to maybe commit onto a fight. Nika has found the back line. He's got an ultimate onto Shinto. Cubo Fred re-engaging on the back line, but he hasn't gotten a kill. Instead, Zapman has turned around the damage. Vote dunked onto no one. Zapman is low. Vote just got to turn around and find him. Panatom's got Neuma. Shinto lives on. Vote's got no targets to look at. The Leviathans find Vote. They find Neuma. They get Cubo Fred. Nika's able to pull back one, but Dardas has been left with the Leviathans, and Mifflin, I think that might just close the door on this game.
hold on, man. Nika's still alive. I'm not going to let you get... All right, man. The Leviathans win this one cleanly. 4 members still left alive, and the Titan with not much breath left in its lungs. That is a clean win, but one that the Oni Warriors made the Leviathans work for much more in Game 2.
Yeah, unfortunately, no more Dolson yelling. The Titan lives on because 35 minutes in.
Get one more in.
The Titan lives on.
Let's go.
Only a little bit longer as the rest of the Leviathans walk on in. Life, though, from the life from the Oni Warriors. We, I think, expected this type of outcome because of the way the Leviathans have been playing recently. But the fact that the Oni Warriors show that never give up attitude here in Game 2 is at least something to hang your hat on if you're a Warriors player or a Warriors fan.
And they executed on their plan inside of that last